really care. Over it. Peace out to that. Hella disrespectful. And yeah.
Too many times, my love, it makes it feel like nobody else.
Guys, it's your girl Jasmine, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. So today, it is currently hurricaning outside. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can like hear that. It's like pouring rain, it's really windy. It's hopefully we don't die, you know, like fingers crossed this hurricane just goes away. So I'm sorry if you can like hear those noises. Obviously I cannot control the weather. If I could, this would be gone. But anyway, with that aside, today's video is going to be a story time. I thought that would be a nice video to film with the rain and the hurricane stuff going on outside. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about my experience working at Sam's Club. So if you guys want to hear this story, stick around, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss any other awesome stories from me. Follow me on my social media, it's all linked down below. And yeah, let's get into it. As you can probably tell by the thumbnail and everything, my experience working at Sam's Club was not the best. Now, if you like know me or anything like that, I normally don't leave jobs really quickly. I'm on my 4th job right now. I was working at a gift shop, and I really only worked there for about 6 months. That one was really bad, like the worst job probably ever. So if you want to hear a story time about that, give this video a thumbs up, because I thought about making that one, but I have to get my thoughts together because I worked there like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was my first job. Then I worked at Panera Bread for about 3 years, so I was there for a very, very, very long time, and that job wasn't that bad. It had its moments, but it was alright. Again, if you want to hear about any of these experiences, leave that down below. And then I worked at Sam's Club. I worked there from April of this year till September of this year, so obviously it's September right now, so I just recently quit. And now I am working at an office. I do like updates and like customer calls and stuff like that. And I've been there for about 2 or 3 months now. So going back to Sam's Club, I initially got the job there so I could leave Panera Bread because I just needed a change. I'd been at Panera for 3 years. I was ready for something else. So I found a job at Sam's Club. They paid a lot more money and I was excited. So the first kind of, I guess, issue I had was that when I applied to Sam's Club, I applied as a cashier because, like I said, I had been in food service for 3 years. I was done with that. I wanted to get out of the food industry. It was too much. So when they called and they said they wanted me to come in for an interview and everything, I was so excited. I was like, all right, this is gonna be great. So during the interview, they told me, they were like, oh, okay, we see you have this experience with Panera Bread, so we want to put you in the cafe. In that moment, my heart was like, well, damn, like, more food? Question mark? But I didn't say that. I was like, okay, like, what's the job? Because obviously I applied to be a cashier. I thought that's what they wanted me to do, and that's what I was preparing myself for. So they told me about the position. It was basically if I wanted to come in at 6 a.m., make pizzas, and, you know, basically it's just handing people their food, like, once they ordered it. Like, they order their food, and it's basically, like, not really food you put together. It's more so like pizzas, so you just put it on a plate, give it to them, pretzels that you warm up and give them to them, ices, drinks, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, might as well. They're offering me this job. They're gonna pay me well more than Panera was paying me. I'm gonna take it. So I took the job. First of all, it took from them telling me that I was hired to me finally getting an orientation, took a month. Good thing I still had my job at Panera, because like that would have been crazy if I would have quit Panera, put in my 2 weeks, and then still had 2 weeks where I didn't actually work. A month. And I was like, at first I was like, did I not get the job now? Like, did I get fired before I even started? Like, I was so confused. I was like, okay. And I kept calling, but the lady was never in her office. And when she was in her office, she was like not answering the phone or whatever. And then she finally called me back. I came in for orientation. that was that. So I actually got hired in April, but I didn't start until like the very end of April or like the beginning of May. So that was frustrating, very frustrating. And then when I finally came in for like my first day and everything like that, it was great. I actually really liked it. I liked it a lot more than Panera, and I was actually really happy to be there. I love the people I worked with. I still love all those people that worked there. And the job itself was super, super easy. Now, that I guess could be a downfall, that the job was really, really easy. Sometimes, you'd be there for like 9 hours, and if it was a slow day, there's literally nothing you can do. You're in this very small, like, room, pretty much. It has, like, stuff to cook. It has the little window, and in the back it has your restocking stuff. So if you're standing there for 9 hours on your shift, and it's not busy at all, and you've already stocked everything up, wiped everything down that you can, you're just standing there, bored. Now, a lot of people might be like, oh, but it's still a job, you get paid a lot of money, don't complain about that. And I'm not necessarily complaining about that. For me, though, personally, I need to be moving, interacting, doing something. And that is why I wanted to be a cashier, because I knew that being a cashier, you always have people coming up, you're scanning stuff, you're constantly moving. In the cafe, you weren't. It was really just like, if it was busy, you were busy. If it was not, you're just standing there. And it's like literally nothing else you can do. So that was really frustrating, but that wasn't the worst part. The worst part were my supervisors. Now, I've had some bad experiences with supervisors at my previous other 2 jobs before Sam's Club, but these were none like I had ever experienced before. The person that was directly above me, she really liked me when I first started. She said I was doing really good. Mind you, I pretty much started after I was out of school, so I was pretty much working like full-time hours, even though I was only part-time, because I was available to work those full-time hours because I didn't have school. So she really liked me. She always complimented me. She said I did a really good job. Then one day she approaches me and she asks basically if I would be interested in doing her job. Now, I was like, wow, I've only been here for a couple of weeks. Like, that's a great opportunity. Thank you so much. And then I had to ask, I was like, would that be considered a full-time position? She said yes. And I was like, okay, well, in the end of August, I am going back to school. And I know I am a full-time student. So being a full-time student and trying to have a full-time job most likely is not going to work out. And I was not trying to make my grades affected for that. And I also didn't want to try to take her job and like only be able to do it for 2 months. So I told her that, and she was kind of like, oh, like she forgot that I was a full-time student. She knew about my other job, about Panera, because I was still there. I still worked there for about another month or 2 of me being there, and then I ended up quitting Panera in July. But she knew about Panera. She said, well, you wouldn't be able to work at Panera anymore, and I was like, I mean, that's fine, I'm gonna leave there anyways, but I am a student. So from that day on, of me pretty much saying, hey, I'm in college, I can't really take your job, she hated me. Flat out hated me. Because I would not take her job. And I talked to other people that were working in the cafe with me, and they were like, yeah, she has been really trying to like move out of her position, go to a different position, but she needs someone to do her job. But I guess no one else in the cafe wanted to. Because her job wasn't that hard, but it was a little bit more work, which I would have liked. I like doing more work and being more hands-on and having some responsibility. So that would have been perfect for me, but I'm a full-time student, couldn't work a full-time job. So she hated me from then on. She would never say hi to me when I walked into the cafe. She'd give me rude looks. It was really bad. Like, she was never like actually mean to me, but it was just like, you could tell her whole attitude changed when I would not take her job. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna step back, do my job, whatever. So that was still fine with me. I don't care about what she thought, what she wanted. Like, I'm doing my job. I'm here to make some money. That's what I'm here for. So, like I said, that it bothered me a little bit, but nothing to be serious about. Like, I was like, well, whatever. So now, the kicker of this all was the reason pretty much why I quit. was taken off the schedule for 3 weeks. Not one, not two, but 3. 3 weeks. So pretty much for the entire month of April, not April, wow. For pretty much the entire month of August, I was off from work. Now some of you might be like, oh my gosh, Jasmine, why would they do that? Why 3 weeks? That's a long time. Considering in August, that was my only job. I didn't work at Panera anymore. So in August was when I got the opportunity to go to this other job, this office job that would kind of help towards my college career that I'm trying to do after college somewhat. So I had asked the same lady that was kind of hating me if she would be able to work with my schedule from that other job, because I was only working 8 to 12 Monday through Friday. So I could come in literally at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock and close there. Just could not work in the mornings. I asked her this before I even took the other job, because Sam's Club made their schedule 3 weeks in advance. So I was being respectful because I already had a schedule and I was already scheduled sometimes in the morning. And I wanted to ask her, hey, is it okay for you to change these days to the nighttime? Or just take me off the schedule? It's fine for those days. Not for every day, for those couple of days. And she was like, yeah, sure, that's perfectly fine. I can do that. I wrote it down for her, everything. She said it was fine. Guess it wasn't fine. Because that very next week, I was scheduled on a Wednesday in the morning. I had already started my new job on Monday. So I worked there Monday, Tuesday, and I was going in on Wednesday. She had not texted me or called me or said anything to me about my schedule that day. So I texted her and I was like, hey, don't know if you've already gotten this fixed or if you're still aware, but I'm going to be at my other job tomorrow morning and I'm scheduled in at 9 a.m. I'm at my other job 8 to 12. So I didn't know if you'd already fixed it, if you wanted me to close or whatever. She texted me back and she was like, oh, well, I hadn't gotten that fixed and whatever she had said. And I was just like, okay. So I kind of asked, I was like, well, what do you want me to do? And she was like, well, we need somebody to come in. You can't come in at all. And I'm like, I just talked to you. I can close. Sorry for that close-up. But I was like, I cannot close. I've already said this. Not sure what happened in communication. My dog's crying. He does not like the weather. So I was like, okay. She ended up fixing it. It was whatever. But this happened every single time I worked. Every single time I worked in the morning. I had to text her, and it was very annoying. So I took off for about 6 days in August. Me and my boyfriend went to the beach. I needed some time off. It was cool. She, I guess, didn't care. Wow, guys, don't you just love when your camera stops recording or whatever? I don't know, it like deleted part of my clip because I know I got it. But this is 2 days later. And I've actually already filmed another video, so there is going to be another video of me in this. But I realized, because I went back to edit this video, and half of it was missing. So, that's great. Wow, this piece of hair is really bothering me right now. Okay. But yes, so where I left off in my story was that I had taken a week off from Sam's Club for vacation. It's not like I just was like, oh, I'm gonna take it off. And even if I did, so what? I took it off like a month in advance. Because me and my boyfriend were going to the beach. It was like the second week of August. So I took off for that week. And like I said, this was my last straw, you guys. I checked the schedule for the week that I was off. And I actually took off like, I think 4 or 5 days. So I was still available that week, next weekend, and like any day before. And mind you, my job makes the schedule 3 weeks in advance. So I waited to see for that next week when it was gonna come up what I was working. It comes up, I was off every single day. And I was like, okay, whatever, I get it. You know, I took off 5 days. They didn't want to put me on the weekend. That's fine. It's whatever. That next Saturday, because the schedule comes out every Saturday, I was off the next week too. Okay, I was getting a little suspicious there. I was like, mind you, the week before I went to the beach, that scheduled week, I was only on 1 day. Yes, 1 day. And then that next week after those, so it was pretty much almost 3 weeks I was off. And then that next week I was only on Saturday. That next Saturday. So I was off for almost 4 full weeks from that job. Because I guess they wanted to be petty. I don't know. They didn't want to work with my schedule. They didn't want to work with my school schedule. They didn't want to work with the fact that I took off for 5 days. That was really petty of them. That was my last straw. Went in when I came back after my 4 weeks off and told them I was quitting. I was nice. I put in my 2 weeks. Didn't really want to. I was like, I just want to quit. But I put in my 2 weeks. I'm such a nice employee. But after that, I was done. And I'm already done. That's why I'm going to post this video. I'm not trying to like throw no tea, no shade. And obviously, this is probably just my Sam's Club location, which I'm not going to tell you guys which one it was. I'm not trying to... I mean, I don't really care, I guess. But there's no reason for that. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I no longer work there. Shitty experience, probably the shortest length of time I worked at a job. Like I said, I started there I got hired in April, didn't start working until like the end of May, and then I quit in the beginning of September. So not that long. Don't really care. Over it. Peace out to that. Hella disrespectful. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and like the last clip of me in like a different outfit. You know, we love that. Don't forget to like this video. If you want any other story times or any job advice or anything, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any of those video requests you have for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share my video. I will see you guys in my next video.